Hi, everybody. Tammy here, and I wanted to talk about something really fun today. These are virtual animated stickers that you can use for feedback to give students in a very personalized manner. As you can see, I've got a video of me in the stickers, and I've got several stickers here that I've already pre-made. Now, these came specifically from templates provided by Esther Park. I saw Esther being interviewed by Matt Miller in the Ditch Summit not too long ago. And so I dug into her materials and she offered these templates for free and she offered some tutorial videos to show you how to do it. It's not very difficult to create your own, so I'm going to show you those steps here, but it is a process. So I probably will be offering a click sheet as well because there are several steps to this. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to insert a slide. I'm in Google Slides, and that's where we're going to start. I'm going to start out with a blank. So we have a blank screen here. And the first thing you're going to do is create these circles that you see. So I'm going to insert a shape, and I'm going to insert a circle, and I'm going to take up pretty much this whole section right here. Now the default comes with this gray color, so I'm going to change that color to I like the purple, very bright, and then I'm going to create a white circle inside of it. So that's where you're going to have all your information. So I'm going to have another shape, another circle, and I'm going to go inside of this, and you might have to tweak it a little bit. I'm going to make that white. I'm going to move that around. I'm actually going to take up a little bit more space. That's good. All right, so now you have your circle. Very easy to do. And I will say it just does take a little bit of prep work ahead of time with the videos of you. So before I go any farther, let me talk a little bit about that. Now, I think Esther uses her phone and she just makes videos of herself on the phone. You can also use your computer with a webcam. I used all of those with my computer and just did a screencastify like I'm doing right here of the full screen. And so I just did the video, actually did just one video of different behaviors or feedback or whatever movements that I'm doing. And then I use that same video several times in the Screencastify editor and then just cut it where I needed to make my different types of feedback behaviors. So I use that editor. And then once you have your videos, whether you do it on your phone or on the computer, if you do it on your phone, you're just going to go straight to unscreen.com. Or if you're on your computer, you go to unscreen.com. And I just wanted to show you a little bit real quick how that looks. You go to Unscreen, you upload a clip, you pick out your movie or your video. It's usually an MP4 format, and you upload that, and it's going to remove the background from your video, and it's going to take a little bit of processing here. And I will also provide another tip. When you are making your video, please make the video with a background that is a solid color to make it easier for Unscreen to get rid of that background. So I just did it right here in my chair, and you can see the little blips in the video. It's coming from the sides of my chair right here. But it did get rid of everything else in the back, which is amazing. But the better thing to do, I have a blank wall over there. I should have just used a blank wall, but this was just for demonstration purposes. And so just keep in mind when you're making your videos, do it with a blank wall or a blank background so it's easier to get that out at this process. So once you've done that, then you just hit download and you have a transparent GIF that you're able to use. And then I store them in a folder called My GIFs. And so now I can just drag them into my Google Slides from straight from my drive. So I'm going to go back here. And so that's just a little bit of prep work, get those videos done. All right, so Esther talks about the different fonts that she's used. She likes using Canva, but I'm just going to demonstrate right here. I'm going to insert a text box, and then you just put whatever you want to say. I'm going to make it 2 lines. And I'm going to, you can make whatever font you want to. I think I'm going to do this one and I'm going to make it 60. I'm going to make it centered. And then I'm also going to change up the colors maybe. So I'm going to add a different color. Let's do blue and orange. Okay, and then I'm going to move that up here on my sticker. And then let's just take a look at some of her other things. Now, what you also notice is she's got some animation, just backgrounds or frames. And I believe she got that from Jiffy.com. And if not, I got mine from Jiffy.com. So I just went to Jiffy.com with a Giphy. And yes, I say Jiffy because that is the correct way to say it. And then I just did a search for transparent frames or for frames. And then literally, actually, I never made it to the end. So there's just tons of transparent frames here. And then I just downloaded those. It was free. And I just never made it to the end because you think you're at the end and more load. And I've never made it to the end. So there's tons on here. And so when I have this little folder that I keep all this, and I have my Jiffy folder. And so I have different little animated frames that I've downloaded from that site right here ready to go. So this is all in one folder, and then I have subfolders that make it real easy for me to make them. Okay, so we're back here and I'm going to add a little bit of animation. So I'm going to insert an image from my drive and I'm going to go to those Jiffy files there and I'll just insert my little stars here and you can change the size if you want to. Make them whatever size you want to. Now, before I put in my video, I want to mention here, and she makes a really good point too, that just to spice up your picture here, your image here, drop shadow can go a long way. So I'm going to start with the text, and you just go to Format Options. I'm going to move myself over here a little bit, and you just click on Drop Shadow, and you can change the transparency, you can change the angle. I usually bring the angle a little bit this way, put the distance out a little bit, maybe make your blur radius. You play with that just to make it pop a little bit. You can actually do it with these Jiffy animations as well. I'm going to add a drop shadow. I'm going to bring that transparency, bring that angle in, put the distance out and the blur radius out a little bit just to make it pop. It just brings it out. And the little circle here too, this outer circle. So I'm going to add a drop shadow to this. And this is a really cute little trick is I bring the transparency all the way over, I bring the angle all the way over and the distance all the way over and bring the blur radius out a little bit like that. So it just gives it the whole thing a little halo and then you can change the color and it adds a color to it. So how cool is that? It just makes everything pop a little bit. And then I'm going to insert that image or that video of me that I went to unscreen.com and took the background out of. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go back to this folder and go to my GIFs. And good job. I'm going to do the pumping hands. So I'm going to drag that in. I'm going to resize it. And I'm going to bring that over. Okay, so I want to insert a little tip here. When you bring your video into your sticker, you can click on it and you can crop it to match the circle sticker. So you just go right to the side of crop and you choose the shape. So in this case, it's a circle, and it just makes it a little bit more appropriate to the circle here instead of that harsh square. So since we're doing a circle theme here, it just looks a little bit better. So you notice at this point that my hands are in front of the stars, in front of the words. So I'm going to change that a little bit. I'm going to right click on my video and I'm going to go to order and I'm going to send back just a little bit. And now it's behind the stars. I kind of like, I don't want it to be behind the stars though, but I do want it to be behind the words. So I'm going to click on the words. I'm going to click on the order there. I'm going to bring that one forward so it's in front of me. And then I'm going to put the stars back. So I'm going to send that back. So a little bit better. You can play with the order on all of these pieces. So then the last step, once you have your little animated sticker the way you want, the last step is you're going to do a screen recording of this animation, because right now it's just a slide in Google Slides. It's not an animated GIF altogether. So you're going to actually just use Screencastify or some kind of screen recording tool that you use, and you're going to hit present. So this is full screen, and you're just going to record a few seconds and then stop that. And then once you have that video that I have like right here, then you can actually snip it with the snipping tool. And so I'm going to stop right there and then I'm going to bring it over. Let's see. I want to keep my hands down. So I'm just going to, I think that's a good spot. It's just 2 seconds and then you're going to save that trim and then you're going to download it. So it's going to trim, it's going to take the place of that whole video that you just saved a few seconds anyway. And then it's going to save it here, and then you are going to export that as an animated GIF. So you just export it, and it's going to be right, it's going to come up here, and it's going to process down here at the bottom, and you're going to download that. Then one more step is you're going to bring that animated GIF, which is right now, it's a big rectangle, you're going to make it a round sticker. And so Esther used the site Lunapic, which is another free website. So you just go to lunapic.com and you choose a file. This was the one I think that I just made. Yep. So I'm going to open that up. So that's the one I just made, but I want to crop it. And it gives you, this is what I loved about this, is it gives you different shapes. So I can make it a circular shape and it's going to make the circle shape right here. And I can drag it around and make it as big as I need to take up the whole sticker. And then I'm going to crop it. And it's going to process. So there it is. And I can add a caption if I want to, and then I save it. It will download automatically to my computer, and then I can open it up, and there is my little round sticker. Now, here's another cool little trick, is I can come back here, and I'm going to add another slide here, just so I can bring that in. So I'm going to grab that one that I just created and bring it up here. So here's this. Another great tip that Esther mentioned was to save it to keep. So you can just right click on this and I can go to the bottom and save to keep. And so this is going to open up the keep dashboard over here. And these are just basically your notes with Google. So I just keep different websites and notes and different little things. So you can keep your little animated stickers in Keep and then just drag them in as you need to when you're giving feedback to your students' work. So just a great, fun little tool to add a little spice to your feedback to your students. You know they're going to love it. But a very personalized tool, really endless possibilities to be able to do this. So just real quick, the things that we used were our phone or Screencastify to do a video of yourself. And then we went to unscreen.com to take the background, make it transparent, And then I saved those in a folder in my Google Drive. And then we created in Google Slides, we created our little sticker that we wanted to do, that we wanted to use. And then once we got all that done, we used little animations from Jiffy.com, and we used some great tools like Drop Shadow within Google Slides to our circle and to our words. And then once we did that, we did a screen recording with Screencastify, and we captured a couple of seconds and we trimmed it down and saved it as an animated GIF. And then we went to lunapic.com and we made it a circle. And then we saved it to Google Keep for future reference. And that's it. And I told you it was a process, lots of steps, but I hope this helps you through the process. And Esther does provide all of these templates that all you have to do is add your personalized video into it. And make sure when you make those videos, make sure your background is a solid color so unscreen.com can take the background out. And there you have it. So I hope you have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions.